Hello there. Kyle Katarn here, and it is Wednesday, my droids. Let's read some Star Wars comics. Oh no, Kaz, that's not what I want to see. Not the Gonk Crusher. I've been known to crush some gonks myself, but not in the same way. Not in the same way at all. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Comics with Katarn. This is half of a read-along to the Star Wars comics, and also half of a reaction, because I have not read these before, so I'm reading them for the very first time alongside all of you, and we have some great comics to read today. Star Wars Inquisitors issue number 4, the four out of 5. I think there's one issue to go after this. I've been enjoying the Inquisitors story, but then something that I think everyone's been waiting for a very long time: the Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising, issue number 1. We've come to it at last. The importance of the Battle of Jakku really cannot be overstated. It is such an important historical event, and we really don't have that much about it. It's been touched on in different media. The Aftermath trilogy, notably Battlefront and Battlefront 2. Also, you actually get to play through a section of it in Battlefront 2, which is pretty cool. But considering that it's the end of the Galactic Civil War, it is the definitive defeat of the Empire, I've been fascinated by it, and I've always wanted to know a little bit more about it. So I'm really glad that we're going to be finally having something to sink our teeth into here. But first, Inquisitors issue number 4. Darth Vader presses the final judgment. You know, I gotta say, man, Tensu Run, I did not expect to like him as much as I did. I've grown quite fond of this upstart young Jedi, and it's going to be sad to see, you know, what inevitably happens to him here. Kaz, Jake, Ronan, safe. How's it going, everybody? We got some good stuff today. Grand Quizzy has gotten very frustrated, right? All of the Inquisitors he keeps sending come back empty-handed. Fifth Brother, Seventh Sister, they've all been made a mockery of, and so now the Inquisitor's taking things into his own hands. Question: do we know if the Battle of Jakku happens before or after Mando? Like, could we possibly see some of it in the Mando movie? The Battle of Jakku happens, I think it's 2 years after Return of the Jedi. The first season of Mandalorian takes place 6 years after Return of the Jedi. So the Battle of Jakku should have already happened. Because every time they talk about the Empire in The Mandalorian, they talk about the Remnant. And no one uses the word Remnant until after Jakku, because until Jakku, it's just the Empire. They're still the Empire after Endor. They become the Remnant after Jakku, and that's why Werner Herzog and his stormtroopers are so dirty looking and like badly resourced, and all of the Imperial stuff has to be done like in secret. It's because they've already lost the war at that point. So this is before Mandalorian. Oh, so sorry. Alrighty, let's get into this. Inquisitors. Issue number 4. Star Wars Inquisitors. The Fifth Brother and Seventh and Ninth Sisters have all failed in their attempts to capture the elusive Jedi Tensu Run. Now it falls to the Grand Inquisitor to make one last attempt to eliminate him. A Message from the Dark Side. Written by Rodney Barnes, art by Ramon Rosales, colors by Gru EFX. Let's go. Zondula. The greatest threat to an untamed galaxy is hope. We can already tell that this is Darth Vader talking, because he's the only person in canon comics who gets white on black. Everyone else gets black on white. And I like that they've reserved that for Vader alone. It lets you know exactly who you're reading immediately. The greatest threat to an untamed galaxy is hope. For every hardship, there exists an irrational faith to soothe one's inner conflict. Oh, these are Jedi. Oh, this is Order 66. A perspective for every star in the galaxy. For order, one voice must reign above all others. The Sith. Inevitably, there will be those eager to debate the worthiness of their dogma over others. Oh, snap, these are the Inquisitors! These are totally the Inquisitors, right? Oh, never mind, I thought that was a Duotin, but it's not. Ah, Rally 3K. Hello, V Gates. The Jedi. Its message of hope, the flame that attracts the moth, elevating the faith of its disciples, exacerbating the need for its extinction, cleansing the galaxy of its nuisance. Well, for an Order 66 sequence, I will say the clones managed to get the drop on exactly none of them. They all are ready. How's this going to go? A purge. Pew, 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 pew. The Jedi were eliminated for treason against the Republic. We lay claim to the galaxy. Mind, body, and spirit enveloped by the dark side. What a rough way to start, man. We're just cutting these poor Jedi down in their prime. And Vader, clearly he's on the bridge of his ship. You can see him, he's in space, but like, he's just imagining, you know, recalling all the death that he too felt through the Force. You know, Anakin felt it in the moment as well. The Devastator. Inquisitors, I have ordered you to eradicate a Jedi Knight. Yet Tensu Run still lives and breathes. I offer you one last attempt. Fail once more, and you will cease to exist. I mean, it's about as threatening as it gets, right? Like, just straight up, your existence is on the line here. Don't screw this up. Look at all their faces, too. Like, they're oh, okay. Poor fifth brother missing his arm, too. Oh, that was great. For the last time, I speak these words. The Jedi, known as Tensu Run, must die. Quizzy getting in his shuttle, and off we go. You know, I've always really liked the design of this ship. Like, it's such a bad guy ship. Like, of all the shuttles, like even the Lambda-class shuttle, it's very angular and kind of predatory looking when you look at the silhouette, but it also could be just a transport ship, and there are ways to dress it up where it's very innocuous. There is no way to make this ship not look threatening as hell. Like, if this thing lands on your backwater planet, you know you're in for a bad time. Whatever's getting off of that ship is going to ruin your day. Like, it just has that vibe to it. And the red glow in the cockpit, too. Like, also, I find it interesting that Quizzy, he's boarding this shuttle alone. And look, there's the Ninth Sister getting into an interceptor. So all the other Inquisitors are flying TIE interceptors. And Grand Inquisitor alone is in this shuttle. Which I think is kind of a dick move, because you could definitely fit them all in the shuttle. They could all ride comfortably in hyperspace for this. So either he's just being mean to his Inquisitors, or we're not all going to the same place. Which implies they don't even know where Tensu Run is at this point. They're sending people all over the galaxy. Yeah, I completely agree. Seeing it in the Kenobi show, that was a great way to start the whole thing. That was the very first episode, too. I believe this takes place after Jedi, or concurrent with Jedi Fallen Order, the early years. It's pretty early on in the Empire. Credit for your thoughts? Some things credits cannot buy, Pan. For instance, peace. Oh, God. You're one of those. War has become part of life. Commonplace. Something few question. You're losing faith. I'm tired. Tensu Run and his friend Pan. Like, Pan has a great outfit, first of all. He's like a purple velour version of Luke Skywalker. I dig it. It's very slick. It's also very 70s inspired. I like that we still haven't strayed away from the 1970s aesthetic when talking about original trilogy stuff, because it all has to look like that, right? We have to make the Imperial officers with goofy 70s ass sideburns make sense. So everything must fall in line with that. No, I dig it. I'm tired. Running, hiding, death. Will it ever end? All we have is the moment, Tensu. The future will be what it is. The Inquisitors approach. The future is war. Tensu Run's a very bright and optimistic guy, so like it would really cloud his his worldview to be forced to be in such a position of constant violence and being on the run. And, you know, if you are a Jedi who really adheres to the proper tenets of the Order, then fighting is no way of life, you know? It's antithetical to how you want to conduct yourself. And so that would wear you down on such a spiritual level, you know? Later. Jed, take the flank. Pan, watch my 6. I'll take point. Okay, see, look, they're all arriving at the same planet. So the Grand Inquisitor was just being a dick, making them all fly interceptors. Like, they could have fit in the shuttle with you, bro. I assumed as much. Sick. Sick. Jedi Starfighter. Oh, that's great. Love that ship, man. Kill Tensu. All else is secondary. We must destroy every Jedi we encounter. Tensu run above all others, Seventh Sister. Do not lose focus. I don't want Tensu to lose any of his little friends, but the only way he can survive to issue number 5 of this story is if Pan dies, and I don't want that to happen. Pew, pew, pew. Nice, look, they took the fight directly to the shuttle. They're not going down without a fight. Oh, this is great. Tensu, they're coming from both sides. Pan, where are you? Pan? Tensu, my brother, have you lost faith in me as well? Oh, don't get cocky, man. I feel like we're going to lose him in this dogfight, and I don't want it. No! I knew it was about to happen, too. I knew it was... Look, you can even see the shuttle getting into a kill position. Damn it, Pan. F's in the chat for Pan. He was... I've seen the last of his purple jumpsuit, and that makes me sad. Tensu, we must return to the surface. There are too many of them. Pan, my brother. This cannot be. And they're giving chase because they're not giving up. They're not giving up that easy. Come on. Man. That's cool. Seeing them land in the river and seeing the water get like blasted back. Tensu, we must get to the temple. No. No more running. In the temple we can maneuver. The open space? No chance whatsoever. Pan didn't have to die. Fantastic. Look at this. You can see them on approach, just backlit against the sun. Not only does it look really cool, but it's also a classic approach maneuver from Star Wars Legends. Flying against the sun like that. They do it in the Michael Stackpole novels all the time. I love it. Pan didn't have to die. Our mission was to rebuild the Jedi Order. Can't do that if we're sitting rotting... Start that over. Our mission was to rebuild the Jedi Order. Can't do that if we're rotting dead in the sand. Let's go. Grand Inquisitor. Yes, my lord. Is your mission complete? Not yet, Lord Vader, but we eliminated. You have failed. I shall deal with this myself. I mean, you really didn't give him much of a chance here. He just landed on the planet. He hasn't even had a chance to kill him yet. Vader's not interested in entertaining this any longer. I get it. I shall deal with this myself. They entered at the base of the mountain. We must hurry. And in they go. If they're smart, they'll spring a trap, but like, what can the two of them do against a full force of Inquisitors? And now Vader on the way? There they are! Prepare. Oh! Oh! It's the training droids! Oh, that's pretty clever, actually. That's pretty clever, actually. Let's go. Droids! Destroy them! Yeah, Kaz, Pan just had too much drip for the universe. They couldn't let him stay. Oh, this is a cool panel. Or a page, I suppose. Yeah, let's go. The droids slowed them. This would have made a fine temple. Padawans would have learned, grown. Is surrender in your thoughts? Tensu Run is a very different energy, this issue. I feel like Pan's death really, like, he was teetering on the brink before, and then losing Pan has just, like, it's devastated him, you know? The worst possible headspace for him to be in before an existential fight like this. Were they in love? Tensu and Pan? Were they that close? Close enough for him to, like, be fully bereft right now, that, like, he was willing to forsake the oath, like, he formed an attachment there? I mean, this is one of the reasons why they teach against attachment, is because if you lose someone that you love, you know, you're off your game in the moment when it matters the most. Is surrender in your thoughts? Acceptance. The end has arrived, Tensu Run. He's not by himself. You are but a distraction. Fortunately, I'm secure in my sensibilities. If I wasn't, anger would consume me. A man with a haircut like that does not rise to anger quickly. Finally, Tensu Run. We conclude this story. There's still more to tell. Blocking 3 blades. Tensu Run, let's go. The dark side cannot win. If your life must end to revive the Jedi Order, then so be it. There will only be one order. Mine. Yes. Yes. Oh, I'm so glad it didn't say the end down here. Whenever they give us a really epic page, I expect to scroll down and see to be continued. But we're not done yet. I love the silhouette. The creative use of lighting is one of my favorite ways that Darth Vader gets depicted. In all the comics, we've always got like either just like these shapes floating in blackness to represent the angles of his helmet. The chest plate is just like in a void, you know? So much detail in his body you don't have to draw because it's just shadows, you know? I love it. No! Oh, not Bowl Cut. We never even learned his name. Or if I did, I forgot it. Jed! Duh. The Jedi's name was Jed. I should have known. I should have known. Jed! Why? Why must you destroy? The Jedi force all to suppress their deepest desires. It is your kind who destroys the awesome potential within. True power. The only way to bring order to the galaxy. That isn't order. That's domination. Do you forget that peace? Do you forget the peace that once flowed within you? A life free of tormented lust for power? Do you forget the euphoria, the raw desire that coursed through your veins? You of all people should know it. You of all people should know it matters more where we are than where we've been. Oh, look at his face. He's slipping. He's fully slipping. Tensu Run, this pinnacle of Jedi ideals, is falling, and he's turning, and he's giving in to dark urges, and it's all because he just lost the 2 people closest to him. The only 2 people he had left. Oof. Just threw him out. The Jedi Code has brought you here, Tensu Run. This is where you are. Like a relic of a dying faith, you will be forgotten. Then forgotten I shall be. My path to the Jedi was one of redemption, not glory. I will die at peace with all I've done, Sith Lord. Can you say the same? Man, this is it. This is it. Oh. Damn. He just, like, fell off the platform. He just dove off. Which of you will bring me his head? I will, Lord Vader. What of his body? Let it join the soil, which will be walked upon by those who will never know the legend of Tensu Run. The end. Damn! Damn, they did him dirty. Cut his head off, let his corpse just sort of fall down there. And then he'll never be remembered. He'll be forgotten. Well, hot damn. That was dark, man. That was dark, and I think that this must be the final issue then, because the whole Inquisitor storyline has been chasing Tensu Run, so unless this is a long-form series that's just going to have arc after arc, this might be the conclusion here. The end. Coming this fall, Star Wars, The Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising. Here we go. Here we go. So here's where we are today. Issue number 1 just came out. Governor Adelhard, Luke Skywalker, Leia, Han, the Enforcer. Pretty sure that's Shara Bay down there. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to be a good time. So, for those of... Okay, confirmed. It was only a 4-issue mini. Well, then, Inquisitors, I'm sad to see it go. Like, this, I feel like they could have continued with, like, a different Jedi Survivor each arc, you know? Or something like that. This was great. I very much enjoyed this. So now it's time to switch gears, talk about Insurgency Rising, right? Fantastic piece in history that we're drawing from here, and one that I'm very fascinated by, and I find very mysterious because we don't get a lot of references, you know, to the battle. Like, we get mentions of the Battle of Jakku, but we don't get snapshots of actually looking inside what that conflict was, how it unfolded. It's detailed in Aftermath. In a very cursory way. In Battlefront 2, in the campaign, we get to fly through a section of the battle during one of our story missions. The only other time that Jakku was, like, heavily referenced was in a now-defunct mobile game called Star Wars Uprising, which came out, like, 9 years ago at this point. Fun fact, Uprising is also where Deathstick came from, who, you know, made a lot of moves in the War of the Bounty Hunters and Crimson Reign. Well, she originated as one of the people in this mobile game Uprising. And I love that we're bringing it back. This guy right here, this guy right there. Following the events of Return of the Jedi. Yeah, look at this gorgeous Phil Noto cover, by the way. Yeah, anyone who doesn't know about Uprising, honestly, you know what? We're on the internet. I have the power to do this. Let's just do this real quick here. So here is the trailer for Star Wars Uprising. So this should introduce you to a couple of the characters that we should be having heavily featured here. Check this out.
Today the Empire is victorious. The rebellion no longer a threat. The rebels' desperate attack on the Emperor's Death Star has failed. Rumors of the Emperor's death are treasonous fabrications. To those of you who listen to these lies,
Deathstick.
wish to test the Empire's strength. You will answer to me.
It's a great idea. It's a cool concept, and it's always been canon. It was canon when it was first introduced. And in the Battlefront 2 storyline, Iden Versio, in the mission when she sneaks into Bespin, there's a reference to Governor Adelhard and what he's doing in the Anoat sector, which is where he controls it. 2015, man, what a time for Star Wars. Like, honestly, all of the sequel hype was still there. We hadn't finished with those movies rollout yet. Battlefront 2015. Fond memories, let me tell you. But let's jump in to Star Wars, The Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising. It's such a cool idea that this governor would try to seize power following the wake of the destruction of the Death Star by calling it rebel propaganda, challenging the narrative, trying to use misinformation to control what the populace believes. And I think that's kind of a prophetic story to be telling in 2015. You know, right before everything that happened. Let's go. Let's do it. The Anoat sector. The Outer Rim. It's been hours after the rebellion's victory at the Battle of Endor seemingly finished the Galactic Empire. But you wouldn't know that here, light years away. Oh, we got some action. Ah, B-Wing. This is Renzenat with the Rebellion. Could really use some backup here, folks. Like yesterday. Getting attacked by TIE Strikers, too. Look at this. Preety, I'm losing power. Trying to get some altitude, and those Imperials are closing in fast. We're stuck, Rin. They've created a perimeter around the sector and are closing in on us. This was supposed to be a simple mission. Come in, clean up, move out. The Moff in charge had other plans, Rin, and isn't giving up so easy. That's a major understatement. Wars don't end in a flash. They end in phases. Not like lightning, but mud, slow and dirge-like. Don't see any options, except... And sometimes, more often than not, lives are lost between the drumbeats of war. Rin, no! Don't do anything foolish. Please, no, don't do this! What? For Rebellion pilot Rin Zenat, it's a fate she's long dreaded. But as the Empire struggles for its last few breaths, one she couldn't avoid. I love you, Preety. Damn! Oh, those are like, man, when people die in the final moments of a war, it's like the most tragic part. It's like you could have made it. Especially when it's like a sacrifice like this. And in the end, war doesn't give anyone a pass. This is a great panel. I love the fully silhouetted TIE Striker down here against the explosion, too. That's really cool. Man, pour some out for Rin Zenat. We barely knew ye. Star Wars, The Battle of Jakku. Insurgency Rising. Let's fucking go, man. That was a very somber way to jump us in here. This isn't just going to be a triumphant mopping up of the Empire. Like, the rebels have work to do. And they're still rebels. They're not the New Republic yet. That comes after Jakku, so we're still the Rebel Alliance. We're still fighting. Following the Battle of Endor and the destruction of the second Death Star, the galaxy is in a time of uncertainty. While the rebels forge a path towards peace, there are still those who would bring chaos and destruction. The war continues on in Star Wars, The Battle of Jakku. Last Resorts, written by Alex Segura, art by Leonard Kirk, colors by Rochelle Rosenberg. And The Rising, written by Alex Segura, art by Stefano Raphael, and colors by Alex Sinclair. Okay, so we're getting 2 stories in this. Nice, I did not expect that. The Forest Moon of Endor. Be careful. I won't. Don't make me have to come after you. You know I'd love that, but these Imperial dregs have to be cleaned up fast. And you've got a republic to form. Keep an eye on your sister, will you, Luke? Leia doesn't need my help. You know what I mean, kid. I'll see you on the other side. Fly safe, Han. You know me better than that. This is nice, and look, this is like immediately after. This is the next hungover morning after the big Ewok celebration, right? Everyone's all, oh god, what was in that jungle juice? Fly safe, Han. You know me better than that. The Anoat sector. The rebel ships are disabled, Governor. You are correct. They pose no threat. And they never will. Destroy them. No prisoners. What? No, wait. Firing. You got a problem with that, Lieutenant? Apparently she does. This is cool. You can see the Y-Wings just derelict floating out there. They must have been brigaded with ion or something. Yeah, that is a buff-ass heavy trooper. Look at him. He's pretty special. We're going to learn about him. Lieutenant Elatia, how nice of you to join us. You question my command? No, well, we could have captured them, interrogated the survivors. It was just a skirmish. Skirmishes don't win wars, Lieutenant. Vengeance does. Sir, we're in a precarious position. We need information. Our intel is telling us that Vader and the Emperor are Do not finish that sentence, Lieutenant. If you value your life. The Empire lives on until it ceases to exist, Alatia. Until we cease to exist. Understood? Yes. Yes, Commander Bragg. Of course. Commander Bragg. But your spineless worries are not without merit. We must look through the rubble to find allies to retain control of not only this sector, but the galaxy itself. Get me the Oscure woman. Perhaps she is the answer, after all. The echoes of war ring through the void of space surrounding Endor. It is undoubtedly a moment of victory for the Rebel Alliance, which must soon determine what kind of republic it will become. But those are problems for another day. Now, they celebrate. Gorgeous panel as well. I'm a big fan of the color work when, I think it's a very retro thing to do, when you make the background like a pastel color, like a purple or a pink or a blue, instead of just, fading it out with shadow. Visually, it's just very pleasing, Those are problems for another day. Now, they celebrate. Some do, at least. For others, it is a victory tinged with something sharp and bitter. Regret. And its even more potent sibling, anger. I just realized where she is. Oh. Yeah, this is a moment. Damn. Hello. Father. I came to say goodbye. Wow. I touched on this briefly with Darth Vader issue number 50 last week, but the timing, it's eerie. It's eerie that we have Leia saying a final goodbye to Darth Vader right after James Earl Jones passes away, 2 weeks ago. It's one of those moments where art imitates life, And this would have been a deliberately done thing had this been made after his passing, but it wasn't. It's just coincidence, and it really imbues it with another level of emotion that I don't know if the writer even intended to put there, but you feel it. You do. Father, I came to say goodbye. I wasn't sure what I wanted to find here. This should be a happy moment. I should be celebrating after years of pain. We finally have good news. But I'm stubborn. I can't help myself. I needed to talk to you, face to face. But now I'm not sure what to say. I'm not like Luke. Luke can forgive with such an ease I strain for. All I feel is anger over all the things you did, the people you hurt, the people you left behind. But I'm going to set that aside for now. My family is waiting. Good for you, Leia. Good for you. Also, love seeing her just toss the helmet like that. It makes me think of Luke just tossing the saber over his shoulder. The disrespect. My family is waiting. Vader may be her father, but she has her own family outside of that, and she's not a broken person because of what he's done. She is whole, and she has her own family, and that's the victory, really. Kaz, seriously. Yeah. Deveron. Oh, Deveron, okay. What is going on here? Wanso alve naraba, wanso insu argisa. My Huttese is a little rusty. I'm not sure what they're saying. You summoned me, Yupe Tashu.
I came. Reina Oscure, prompt as ever. The acolytes of the beyond always hold you in high regard.
As you should, my friend. These are trying times for the Empire. Or its scattered remains. The acolytes of the beyond? Getting a witchy vibe here.
We are but shadows, Reina, idling on the shore of a powerful river. The force itself is ever present, weaving and crashing around us. There are only a few who can break the flow of power, who can wield their dark energies to change its trajectory. We are slaves to it. Speak plainly, cleric. My patience, unlike your free-flowing river, is finite. Very well. It is imperative that the acolytes of the beyond bring balance back to the galaxy in the wake of the Empire's defeat. We must smother the still nascent Republic in the creche.
It's a dark analogy.
And that's where I come in, then. Exactly. I have received word from our friend in the Anoat sector. He'd like to meet. Excellent. Please visit our friend. Make him feel safe. Give him the warm embrace of the dark side. I have great plans for him. Great plans indeed.
My people, the Anzati, are long-lived compared to most. We have seen much. Empires fall. Republics are born and die. Jedi and Sith disappear and return. The flames of history are unsparing and consistent. Be careful what you and your followers pray for, UP Tashu. An Anzati. We haven't had an Anzati in canon in a long time. It might just happen. Endor. Leia, we need to talk. We're talking now, Luke. Brother. It's nice to call you that. What is it? I know you visited Vader, our father's remains. You followed me? No, not exactly. I sensed it. Felt your anger. It came to me. I think I have a lot to be upset about, Luke. Don't you? Our father. Anger leads to darkness, Leia. We can't let that drive us. I'm not Anakin Skywalker or Darth Vader, and I'm not a Jedi. I'm a person with feelings, the kind that can't be buried. We've been through the darkness, all of us. That leaves scars that need to heal. Let me help you, Leia. Let me train you. Share what I know about the ways of the Jedi. Oh, Luke, I don't know. Commander Skywalker, Your Highness. What is it, Lieutenant? It's a ship, one of ours, badly damaged. I'm not sure how they even made it this far. But they're demanding to speak with you. Oh? Who is it? They say it's of the utmost urgency.
Alatia, there you are.
Oh, Commander Bragg, I was just looking for...
I'm told you have news for us.
Yes, though I doubt it will be welcome.
That dire.
It's about the rebel pilot, the one we thought we destroyed.
That is news, and not the kind to wait on. Our Lord hates to be kept in the dark.
Very well, sir.
Bragg, Alatia, my two pillars of imperial order and reason.
Interesting that Commander Bragg is now referring to the governor as our lord. Like, he's making a full-blown power grab here. He wants to get to the tip top.
The galaxy seems to be tearing itself apart. The Empire is shaken. It is up to us to hold it steady. So tell me, what brings you to my quarters at this late hour?
Grand Moff Edelhard, it's about the rebel ship, the B-Wing.
Spit it out, Alatia. I have no time for hedging. We're at war here.
Somehow, sir, the pilot survived. Somehow, the rebel pilot returned.
She's here.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You don't understand. Let me go. Hey, it's okay. Relax. You're safe now. You're in the right place. Don't understand. I thought I was dead. You've been through a lot, officer. I should be dead. Preety. I don't know how I got here. The ship is in tatters.
She's a B-wing pilot, sir. Rin Zanat. She was assigned to the Anoat sector.
And she made it here. That's impressive. Tell us what happened. What went wrong? I'm sure that Leia is like very gently kind of embracing her, but it looks like she's like shaking her by the shoulders, like, tell us what happened, woman. Everything. It all went wrong, Princess. I thought we'd won the war, but it feels like everything is just getting started. Everything is going to get much, much worse. We were taking the battle to the Imperials stationed in the Anoat sector. We thought that we had the Imperials on the run. We all felt like the tide was turning. But we were wrong. They unleashed a swarm of TIE strikers. We were completely blindsided. Most of my squad went one way while I led the strikers the other. I don't know what happened to them. Next thing I know, my weapon systems are failing and I'm getting hit from all sides. I thought it was over. You're here now, Rin. We've beaten the Empire. It's a new day. No, you don't understand. There's an Imperial. He's fearless, desperate to keep the war alive, and he'll do anything to destroy us and restore the Empire. This is a cool shot. Oh, to be continued. Okay, this is the end of issue number 1. Well, this just flew by. I feel like I just inhaled this issue. Grand Moff Adelhard. And Commander Brog, who honestly, like, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I love a giant, massive Imperial King. Head to toe armor. No one knows what he looks like. It's good. It's good stuff. So Zarat is going to be our Herald of Doom. She has to come here and rain on the parade and let everyone know, guys, the celebration is not only over, it's premature. We're not done yet. There's an Imperial out there who is baddie, and he wants to take over everything. This is going to be so good. This is going to be so good. Okay, that's right. So that was issue number 1, and now it's time for The Rising. Excuse me, not issue number 1. That was story number 1. Because we get 2, I believe, in every issue. So let's keep going here. Yeah, Ronan, that was awesome. I can't wait for the continuation of that. And now for The Rising. Written by Alex Segura, art by Stefano Raphael, colors by Alex Sinclair. The Empire has been defeated. Its body prone on the floor, shuddering a final breath. For all intents and purposes, the rebels have won. Oh. Well, you could have told me you were Adelhard the whole time. Let's do that again in a more Adelhard voice. The Empire has been defeated. Its body prone on the floor, shuddering a final breath. For all intents and purposes, the rebels have won. But my people don't need to know that. Shouldn't know that. A lie is only a lie when discovered. Before then, for as long as you can stoke the flame of deception, a lie is your truth. And I will share my truth with my people. Commander Brog, open up the sector-wide channel. I need to speak to my people, to reassure them that the Empire has not failed them. Citizens of the Anoat sector, the rebellion has been destroyed. Their sad attempt to destroy the Empire has failed miserably. Rumors of the Emperor's death are treason. If you traffic in misinformation, these lies, you will face a steep penalty. Death. We must stand tall and united against a devious, deceptive threat. Fear not, the Empire has not fallen. In fact, it is thriving. Click. Just the lies. It's just, oh man. Brilliant. Sir, rebel forces have been spotted near the far reaches of the sector. They're amassing... I am Moff Ubrick Adelhard.
I rule this sector. Once in service to the Emperor, now in service to the Empire's flickering memory. A memory I will keep alive. By any means necessary. I was born poor on the lifeless planet Ripurni, near the edge of the Anoat sector, working bone-splitting jobs just to survive. Here's the Empire, always throwing their weight around. Bullies.
Oh, damn, okay, just for that?
But even then, I knew I was looking for something. Order. Structure. Power.
Man, even as a subjugated, oppressed youth, he gets off on that display of power. Look at this. He's like, oh, wow, they just shot that guy, and they got away with it. I want to be able to... Like, come on, man.
Unlike my contemporaries, I was not handed my title. I earned it. And I started from the bottom. It was from that lowly perch that I learned and watched. I made my first kill at the storming of Arbatolum.
Damn. Oh, it's a Lasat, too. You killed a Lasat? Oh, I hate this guy more and more.
I helped crush the Moraisi rebellion. Watched the Battle of Attalon unfold.
My man was at the Battle of Attalon, standing there next to Thrawn. That's pretty cool retroactive inclusion. I like that a lot.
I absorbed it all, every detail, from leaders who knew how to wield power and how to control it. Thrawn, Tarkin, Vader. I learned the ways of the Empire. I learned to value order over chaos, discipline over emotion. The Empire's strong hand prevented the galaxy from spiraling into an abyss of chaos. And soon, I would have my own chance to play a role in the bigger story.
Okay, so a self-made man of absolute ambition.
I had risen up the ranks and, in a way, returned home to the Anoat sector. I'd been sent to deal with a base of dissidents on Anoat, the region's capital.
Is how problems start, Captain. Okay, yeah. This is Mr. Sideburns. This is not him. Is how problems start, Captain. If allowed to fester, who knows what could happen next?
There were a few options. Engage the dissidents in a ship-to-ship battle, hoping to eventually overpower them.
Battalions sent to the planet could be foolish, Collins. A military action of that sort would undercut every...
Or send troops onto the surface for what was sure to be a prolonged trench battle. Or a harsher, but undoubtedly more logical option. Gas the planet. Now.
Damn. Damn. Just like... Okay, that's beautiful. Look at that.
The decision earned me a promotion. It also turned the entire planet into a pile of festering toxic garbage, destroying vast swaths of natural resources. Millions of lives were lost, the dissidents among them. The Empire's communication machine blamed it on an industrial accident. But I knew the truth. And so did my superiors.
Oh, he's been summoned to the Executor. He's going to have his first audience with Vader here.
When he summons you, it's like you're stricken. People avoid eye contact. They step away from you, as if by gaining his attention, you've moved a few steps closer to death. Perhaps they're right. Edelhard. Lord Vader, it was an honor to receive this summons, to be able to... Silence! I have no time for simpering. Your actions in regard to the Anoat dissidents were welcome, decisive. Your sector will fear you, and fear is power. My sector, sir? I did not misspeak, Edelhard. The Empire must keep a firm grip on the galaxy, and when necessary, a tight fist. Yes, Lord Vader. We value that in our leaders. Vader's message would be burned into my very soul, like a map to the future, the Empire's future, my future. The Empire is facing a serious challenge, one that we must overcome to take our final form. Yes, Lord Vader. Oh, do you understand my meaning? Yes, Lord Vader. Yes. Good.
This is a great panel too, because it shows that it really ties you in with the Empire Strikes Back. Do you remember on the flagship, as they're searching for the rebel base, Vader gets in the face of so many Imperial officers, he has no concept of personal space, and it's absolutely a power move. When he turns around, he's like, "General Veers, prepare your men." He's 2 inches from Veers' face. I love it. God, he's right in his face here too. Vader does not care. He will intimidate you, and he does not care.
Do you understand my meaning? Yes, Lord Vader. Yes. Good. We have great plans for you, Governor Adelhard. Don't make us regret them.
And that's it. To be continued. I am so in. This was a banger of a comic. Both of these stories were fantastic, and I love that we're right out of the gate. We're getting all of this lore and exposition and backstory for Grand Moff Adelhard, so we know why he's formidable. We know why he has the views he has, and why he actually is worth taking seriously as a threat against our main pantheon of heroes, right? It takes a lot for an Imperial officer to actually be worth reckoning with when it comes to we're talking Luke Skywalker, Leia, Han, Chewie, Lando, Mon Mothma, the actual pantheon of rebel heroes. Tarkin fits that bill. Thrawn fits that bill. Vader fits that bill. The writers of this comic have their work cut out for them. They have to make Grand Moff Adelhard feel like he fits in with these 3 characters, and he's on an equal level of regard, of reputation, and of ability. And I think they're taking good steps in that direction here, and giving us reasons to see him as a dynamic character and not just a mustache twirling villain, which he is. I'm not saying he's not, but he's also other things. And that is a level of nuance that I find refreshing when it comes to an Imperial character, because too often they're just evil for the sake of evil, or just being dicks. And a very important part of sending any sort of a commentary about fascism and how easily it can spread is by showcasing that there are people who think they're doing the right thing. That's the most powerful tool that fascism has, is making you believe that you're part of the solution, And the best example I can think of in Star Wars for that right now is Cyril Karn in Andor. The way he is tripping over himself to be part of the problem, but he thinks he's saving the galaxy, and that sums the whole thing up. Adelhard here thinks he's saving the galaxy, and he acknowledges what he's doing is ethically wrong. He acknowledges the blood on his hands. Anoat had some dissidents. We'll call it a couple thousand dissidents, right? He gassed the damn planet. Millions died, but he got his dissidents, The ends justify the means, and that is his whole MO. This is going to be great, and that they're going to prop him up in the most satisfying ways, and they're going to give him just enough victories against the rebels that when he finally falls in that Battle of Jakku, it's going to be so satisfying. It's going to be so satisfying. I'm also really hoping that we get Admiral Versio as part of his cabal at some point, Iden Versio's father, because he also was present in the Battle of Jakku, and I want to find a way to bring the Versios into this story because they're very active in the Rebel Alliance in this time. Ronan, 100%. Yes, now that they're introducing all these elements, they need to start then retroactively incorporating them into other media. The way we've got him, Adelhard, at the Battle of Atollon, standing alongside Thrawn from the Rebels, from that Rebels season finale. That's great. We need more of that. Uprising elements, and yes, Black Spire stuff. Absolutely need to start peppering it into the stories. Completely agreed. Man, we had some banger comics today. We saw the end of Inquisitors. R.I.P. to Tenzu Run, and most specifically to his fabulous friend Pan, who had a great purple jumpsuit. And the Battle of Jakku. We're in it. We're in it, baby. We are finally in the end game of the Galactic Civil War. It's an exciting time. It's a really exciting time. And how the blazes is Bib Fortuna about to fit into this story? That's my question. Like, what are you doing here, man? Like, you're on Tatooine. You're not even in the Anoat sector. You're not on either faction. I mean, I assume that we're also, for some reason, going to get the story of Bib Fortuna claiming Jabba's absent throne after the events of Return of the Jedi, because this is that time period as well. I just don't know what that has to do with the Battle of Jakku or why we're getting it in this story. So at some point, he's going to interact with either the Imperials or the Rebels in a way that is significant, I'm assuming, because otherwise this feels a lot like Din Djarin showing up in Episode 5 of Book of Boba Fett, and it's like, wait, whose show is this? What's going on? I don't know why you're here, Bib, but I'm not gonna say no. I'm always down for some more Bib Fortuna. No, exactly. He rose to power after Jabba, after Return of the Jedi. But I don't see why that isn't being told in Bib Fortuna issue number 1. That could be its own story. My confusion comes from how does this tie into the Battle of Jakku? And I guess there's only one way to find out, right? And that's to read issue 2, which goes on sale in 2 weeks. I can't wait. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been a really fun issue of Comics with Katarn. We read through Inquisitors, issue number 4, and the Battle of Jakku, Insurgency Rising, issue number 1. I'm all in. This is one of the more engaging Star Wars comics that I've read recently. I feel like this one just flew by. It was like 3 pages long. Yeah, can't wait. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Catch me next week at the same time in the same place. We'll be reading Star Wars comics for the first time. I'm glad that y'all decided to join me for this. I really enjoy spending this time with you guys and like nerding out about the comics, because one of the reasons why I started doing this channel in the first place is because I don't have anyone in my real life orbit to really nerd out with about this stuff. I'm the biggest Star Wars fan that I know, and all of my friends, they try to keep up, but eventually I lose them and they're like, yeah, I don't know what that means, man. I don't know what the Anoat sector is. And I'm like, that's fine. No one's asking you to. But I'm glad I found you guys. I really am. So thank you for hanging out with me every Wednesday as I read the comics. I really do have a lot of fun, and I hope that you do as well. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. And as always, may the Force be with you.